Do you experience racing thoughts or excessive worrying the moment you wake up in the morning, even before you get out of bed? This is extremely common, dear friend, and if you have anxiety disorder, this is even more common. And for those of you who do not have anxiety disorder, this is just a symptom of anxiety, the excessive worrying the moment you wake up. And in this video, I'm going to share with you some of the reasons and causes of why you might be experiencing this, and also share some insights and tips on how you can overcome this as you move forward. So first, let's start with the causes of why you might be experiencing morning anxiety the moment you wake up before you even get out of bed. One of the most common reasons you experience this is a biological factor, something that has allowed us human beings to survive for a very long time, and that is our natural stress hormone known as cortisol. Cortisol is very heightened in the morning, and the reason being is going back to our hunter-gatherer days. When we woke up, we were immediately in the mode of hunting, getting food so we and our families could survive. So our cortisol was already heightened because we are in a stage of survival, and our survival instincts are to make sure that we have food to be able to survive. So that's why the moment you wake up, your cortisol is already heightened, and mix that with adrenaline, very common response. But in modern times, there's other variables that are taking place because you aren't going out there and hunting and gathering. You aren't out there fighting saber-toothed tigers, but instead you are dealing with other worries and stressors. And that's where the modern version of morning anxiety comes in. What are those common stressors that you might be dealing with? Some of those common stressors, number one, could be a stressful time in your life. Something might be happening in your life. It could be a big moment, a big milestone, something that you've been stressed out about, and you're thinking about it, you're having ruminating thoughts, it's taking over your life. So the moment you wake up, immediately your brain goes to that stressful time in your life, that stressful decision, and the cortisol mixed with already that tense feeling kicks that anxiety into full gear. The second thing could be changes in life. This could include losing a loved one. This could be making a big decision when it comes to your career. This could be moving to a different part of the world. A lot of changes in life will also lead to anxiety mixed with cortisol. Whatever it may be, those thoughts that are ruminating in your mind the night before and that morning really go full charge, and you start feeling extremely tense and extremely anxious before you even get out of bed. Let's talk about the symptoms, the things that you are going to be feeling the moment you start feeling morning anxiety. Let's start with the most common one, which is feeling restless, feeling irritable, feeling on edge. Extremely common. The moment you wake up, you're going to feel very tense. And the unfortunate thing is you're going to start taking this out on your loved ones, your family, your friends, your colleagues, people that don't know what's actually going on with you. They're just going to be like, man, he or she is in a very bad mood. That feeling of irritability is linked with a lack of sleep, not getting proper sleep, not getting enough sleep. And all of that, again, ties in to that anxiety and that excessive worrying. So we have to get to the root cause of what is causing you to worry so much. What is causing that feeling of tense, constant worrying and ruminating thoughts? The moment you can circle back to that and figure out the root cause, a lot of these symptoms will slowly and gradually not only make sense, but get a little bit easier to really figure out and move forward. The next one is digestive issues, feeling like the butterflies in your stomach symptom. That is one of the common symptoms that people describe when they feel anxiety around their stomach area. The next symptom is concentration issues. The best way I can explain it, the way I used to feel this, is a feeling of a blank mind, as if there are no thoughts there. There's nothing there. It's a blank, empty void, because your brain is so exhausted from the excessive worrying. You aren't even able to think about anything. You know the thing that's causing you issues because you're thinking about it a lot, but everything else that you need to think about, you can't even do it because you have this feeling of a blank mind. And the last one is a basket of symptoms known as anxiety attack symptoms. Symptoms that you typically would feel when you're having an anxiety attack. Those symptoms include this feeling of tense pressure in your chest, as if you're having a heart attack. Talked about this before in my full video on my anxiety story, and I've mentioned this many times in my other anxiety videos, that one of the number one reasons that people go to the emergency room when they feel like they're having a heart attack, they're actually having a panic attack or anxiety attack, because that symptom, when you feel it for the first time, you don't really know what it feels like. So that tense tightness in your chest is a symptom of anxiety attack, because you feel like you can't catch your breath. And because of that, if your body is tensing up and all the vital organs are talking to one another, making sure that you are safe. But on the exterior, you are so afraid because you don't know what's going on with you. So that tense feeling around your chest, the tightness of your muscles, the shortness of your breath, the accelerated heart rate, just that whole feeling of feeling like you're having a heart attack. These are symptoms of an anxiety attack, but they are very prevalent in the morning when you're feeling morning anxiety. So now we've talked about the causes of what causes your morning anxiety, and we've talked about some of the symptoms, what you might be feeling. Let's talk a little bit about some advice, some practical tips, things that have worked for me in my personal anxiety disorder journey, things that have really helped me to this day, because I also feel morning anxiety because I have generalized anxiety disorder. There are times when I wake up and I'm feeling these symptoms of morning anxiety, but now I know what to do. My brain knows exactly what to do. I am able to figure out and take a deep breath and figure out what I need to do on this particular day to make sure that this morning anxiety does not turn into a full day of anxiety and does not turn into a panic attack. Let's run through some of these very practical things that you can start doing today. The first one that you can do actually while you're lying in bed before you even get out of bed is meditation. Just close your eyes and do any kind of meditation practice. There are countless apps out there that'll help you with some basic meditation practices. You can just Google them, you can find them on YouTube. There's different ways for you to meditate, things that work for you. But just bringing your focus to the present moment and feeling those feelings and allowing your body to do what it needs to do, that alone can really take your morning anxiety and almost flip it. And you're able to get out of bed and really start your day. So meditation is huge. The second one, keep a notepad next to you. Journaling and writing down your thoughts, it might seem really mundane, but you'll be shocked at how vital this is for you to take that step forward. I've always recommended journaling. Journaling was one of the things that really changed my anxiety disorder journey. Because what ends up happening is when you journal your thoughts and you journal the symptoms that you're feeling, the feelings you're feeling, or the things that are causing you to feel anxiety, when you revisit that journal entry a day or a week or a month later, you realize that the things that you were feeling weren't really as bad as they seem, right? At the moment, they feel like you're moving mountains. They feel huge. When you come back to those symptoms and feelings, and once you've overcome it gradually, once you're able to move forward, take one step at a time, you realize that those small things that feel huge in the long scheme are really not that bad. So journaling is huge. The next one is breathing exercises, which kind of goes with meditation, because with breathing exercises, you're really focusing on your breath. You're really focusing on doing different breathing exercises and how you breathe in, breathe out, where the oxygen goes, where the energy flows. Very, very important. Check out Wim Hof. He obviously talks about cold exposure therapy, but he also talks about breathing exercises. Those have been very important in my personal journey. The next one is any kind of physical movement. This could be yoga, this could be walking, this could be weightlifting, running, whatever it is that you enjoy. Whenever I recommend any kind of physical exercise to folks that are experiencing anxiety, they immediately push back and say, my heart already feels like it's going to beat out of my chest. How can I possibly do any kind of exercise? Again, a little bit of breathing exercise, catch your breath, take a pause, and then get some kind of movement. That'll really, really help you in moving forward with your anxiety. Next, make sure that you aren't consuming too much social media or using your phone immediately when you get out of bed. Now, I know I mentioned meditation and some apps that you can use. Those are very helpful, but if you feel like that your anxiety is linked to anything that's work related or school related or family related, that is also directly correlated with your cell phone, meaning if you're going through some kind of anxious time in your life that might be related to a family concern, if you check your phone immediately, your brain is immediately going to go to finding out how to resolve that thing or make your anxiety worse if you start communicating with the thing that's causing you anxiety. So don't look at your phone right away. Do some of the things that I mentioned and keep your phone out of sight, because a lot of the times people, when they start consuming social media and try to mask their anxiety, it ends up making things a little bit more worse because you are not, again, going back to the root problem, the thing that actually originally caused you to have anxiety. So don't jump to your cell phone device immediately. Give yourself a little bit of time. And lastly, and probably one of the most important things that you can do to combat your morning anxiety is approach the problem that is causing the concern. Whatever that may be for you. It might be a big decision that you have been putting off. It might be trying to get something done that you have been putting off. It might be a conversation you need to have. It might be doing a little bit less of what you're doing too much of. Whatever the problem is, the thing that's causing you to have ruminating thoughts, if it is controllable, if it is approachable, obviously control it. Now, when you talk about big life changes, losing a loved one, some of those things that are causing you to feel anxious, you can also approach that by talking to someone, whether it's talking to a loved one, talking to a close friend, or talking to a therapist. There's so many different ways that you can reach out and speak with someone to make sure that you don't feel alone. What I'm finding often, especially over the last decade of my own anxiety disorder journey, is people often feel that they are alone in this journey. They feel alone in this struggle. They feel like that there is no one else who is experiencing the thing that they are feeling. And the moment you start opening up to others, people close to you, you start realizing that we are all, in one way or another, experiencing our own hardships or anxiety. And once you start opening up, it really allows you to have that framework of what you need to do to move forward. So if this is what's causing you to have morning anxiety, possibly opening up could be the resolution that you need. I hope this video helped. If you've been watching my videos on anxiety, I truly appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time to learn about your anxiety, to figure out what it is that you need to do moving forward. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. I look forward to sharing more insights and valuable things that I've learned in my own personal anxiety disorder journey so I can make your day-to-day a little bit easier. If there's any specific topic on anxiety or mental health or mental well-being you want me to cover for future videos, please comment below. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to connecting with you again very soon. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.